Hi, Preeta. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Kavya. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Kavya. Hi, Prita.
So yesterday we learned about business rules, right? Do you have any questions? Also, were you able to, okay, what was the assignment which I gave you for yesterday?
Yeah, when the process owner is VIP, the priority should be critical always.
Yeah. So were you able to achieve that?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay.
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. So, and also I told you to go through the basics of scripting, right? Like variables and operators and everything. So today we will start with the client scripts. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So under system definition, we have something called as client script. We also have something called as catalog client script under service catalog. So catalog client script is also a client script, but it is specifically designed for a catalog item. So you will learn more about what is catalog item later. So both are same. Okay, here in client script, you are creating a client script for a particular table, whereas in catalog client script, you will create a client script for a particular catalog item. Okay, that's the only difference. So first, when we come to client script, I just created one script. So in order to work on client script, you should know few basics about JavaScript. So I'll just explain those things. Firstly, this is how a client script new record will look like. So this will be the name of the client script. You can give it anything. So just make it, make the name easier for you to identify what is the script about. Okay, so for this one, we'll work on this user table, user record. Okay, so I'll just give something as user details. Okay, let it be like this for now. And then description is like what is the script doing, so that you can describe in your description. If you are creating a client script as part of your story or an incident, then you can just mention whatever is the requirement of that story in the description. So then you have a table. So here you will select for which table you want to apply the client script. So I am creating a client script for user table. So I'll select the table as user. Okay, yeah. So this is the user table. Then you have UI type. So UI type means where do you want this client script to work? Whether it should work on desktop, like if some users are accessing the user record from their desktop, do you want it? Do you want the script to work there, or do you want it to work on mobile or service portal, or do you want it to work everywhere? So you can select either of these. Okay, so you usually select all because you will most of the times the requirement is it should work in all the scenarios. So for now, I'll select all. Then we have type. So we have four types of client script, as you can see here. One is on cell edit, then on change, on load, and on submit. So on load client script works when the form is loading. Okay, like once the form loads, then the on load client script will get executed. So similarly, on change means when something is changed on the form. Okay, on a record, when you're changing a field value to something else, so on change of the field value or on change of some value on the form, then the on change client script works. And on cell edit means, so when you are editing, like consider there are list of records in the list view, right? So if you open the user table in the list view, there are list of records. So when you just double click on something, you can edit that particular cell, right? You can change the value of a field by doing I mean, if you just double click on that cell. So that is called as on cell edit. So if you want a client script to work when you change the form on the list view, then you will make use of on cell edit. So similarly, we have on submit. So this works when you submit a record. Okay, so submit can be either a save or insert and stay or update, any of these. So you are just doing some changes and then you're submitting, right? You are even the submit also is on submit. So all of these is considered as on submit. Okay, so now we will start with onload client script. So I'll select the type as onload. So then we have application, which is already global. Application scope is global. So here in your home page, you have the option to change your application scope. So currently my application scope is global. That is why when I click on new record, it is by default set to global and this is read only. If I was in some other application scope, then if I click on new record, that application would auto populate with the whatever application scope I'm working on. Okay, that is about the application scope. Then you know what active and inactive does to the client script. Then we have inherited. So if you want this client script to be applicable to the extended tables as well, then you will select this inherited checkbox. Otherwise, if you want it to be applicable only for this particular table, that is only for user table and not the child tables of user, then you will not select this. Okay, say for example, our table is task table. So we know there are other tables which are extended from task table, right? That is incident, problem, change, and there are so many. Like you can also create multiple, like you can create extended tables. So if you want the client script to be applicable on all those tables, then you will select this. Otherwise, you will leave it as it is. Then we have global. So if you want this client script to work on a particular view, so you know that there are different views, right? You can create different views, I had told you. So for different views, there you can configure your form layout and list layout, correct? There will be, like, you can add more fields or remove fields which are not required for different views. So if you want this client script to work on that particular view, then you will unselect this and here you will give the view name. If you want this to work on all the views, then you will select global. Okay, so far, do you have any questions? Okay, so then coming to script. So whenever you select something here, select the type, right? We have 4 types. When you select any type, the function is already auto-populated here in the script. Okay, so if I go to new client script, you will see the script will be empty. There will be no function. But when I select something here, if I select on cell edit, see on cell edit function is created here. And similarly, if I select on change, then the function is changed to on change. And similarly, on submit also, function on submit is created. And then I select on load. So here the function on load is seen. So when to explain what function is, say when you're working on some programming, right? So you will write a piece of code. So for now, maybe you will write a piece of code which are only 10 lines. So consider you write a piece of code which has like 100 lines. So then for you to troubleshoot something, or if something doesn't work and you have to make some changes in the code, so you will have to go through all 100 lines of your coding, right? That is like tedious process. So what you will do is you will divide your 100 lines of code into different parts. Say with the help of 100 lines of code, you are performing 5 tasks, right? There are something like 5 outputs which you need from 100 lines of code. So in that, what you will do is you will divide each of the output, you will write the code for each of these output as a different portion. Okay, that is called as function. So function just means it's a block of code which is designed to perform a particular task. Okay, so when a JavaScript function is performed when it is called or executed, okay, or it is invoked. So how do you invoke a function or call a function? So this is the syntax of the function. It usually starts with function and then the function name. So function name can be anything. So here, since this is already predefined, it is showing as onload. Suppose you are creating a new function, then what you will do, you will write function here and then you will give the name for your function. It can be anything. Okay, the name can be anything. It can contain alphabets, numbers, or special characteristics like underscore and all of that. Okay, like whatever rules are there to create variables, right? Apart from few reserved words, you can use anything for your variable. So similarly for function also you can use anything. So then you give the name for your function and then you will open and close these brackets and then these braces. So inside these flower brackets you will write all your code. Okay, so that means whatever code you write in this particular function, right? Like if you write 5 lines of code here, only when you call this function, then only these 5 lines of codes are executed. Okay. So if you are not calling this function, then even though this script is there, it won't execute. So how do you call a function? So to call a function, you will simply write the name of the function and then open and close bracket and end with semicolon. Okay, this is how you will call your function. So this is declaring your function. Okay, this is how you declare. Inside you can create a variable, you can mention if loop, for loop, or set some values and do some calculation and everything. And then when you call a function, so wherever you call a function, there the function will get executed. So say in line number 15, I'm calling the function test. So then what this will do is it will now go to line number 6 and it will check the function test, and whatever is there inside this function loop, it will execute that code. Do you have any questions regarding functions?
No.
Okay, fine. So that is about function. And then we have so here you're not calling the function. Okay, so as I said, you usually have to call, right? So here I am writing the function onload. That means you should also call the function onload here. But here you won't do it because the system is already doing it. Okay, like in ServiceNow, it is already designed to call this onload function. So you will just write your code inside this. That's all. Okay, for onload client script to get executed. So now
So
I
is it like we just need to declare the function and no need to call the function?
yeah, only for these client scripts. Only for client script, you don't need to call the function. You just like even declaration also it will do. Okay, you saw right. If I select, so if I select something here, see the function declaration is also done. Only that inside the bracket you have to write your code. Here it is saying, right, there is a comment also. Type appropriate comment here and begin the script below. So here you will begin the script and you will end it before this bracket. Okay. Are you clear, Josephine? Or do you have any
Yes.
questions? Okay.
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. So we were in onload client script. So as I was saying, onload client script works when the form loads, right? So we'll write a small script for onload for user table. User test script, I will give the name as user test script. So select the table as user table. Okay, UI type as all. And then type is onload. Okay, so here I can type any comment. So say for example, if I'm writing something like what is my code doing, that I can type it as my comment here. So maybe I'll write a comment that I want to show an alert. Okay, so this is what I'm doing now as part of this script. So how do you show an alert? In JavaScript, you just write alert, you open the bracket. Okay, so inside this, inside single quotes or double quotes, you will type the alert. So this is a user record is my alert, or this is an employee record. And you have to always end your code with the semicolon. Okay, so now I have written this code. We'll see how it will work on user table. So I'll just save. So I'm not given any other condition. My only thing is when the user form loads, it has to show me an alert saying this is an employee record, an employee record. Okay, so this is my user record. I'll just refresh this. So once I refresh, it will load, right? The form will load. That's what onload means. Okay, see, it is showing the alert. This is an employee record. And unless and until you click on OK, it will keep loading, okay, because it is an alert. So I will click on OK, then it will stop loading. So it works on any user record. So here, if I open some other record also, now it is loading. So when it is loading, it will show me the alert, same alert. Okay. So that is how the alert works. So now, okay, 1 minute. Okay, sorry. So now, so if you want to, now I don't want to use this code anymore. So I'll just make it as comment. So to make this as comment, what I'll do is I'll just select this line and here you can see toggle comment. So if I just select this, that will comment out. I can also add this backslash on my own. That also works. But say, for example, you are commenting out, you have to comment out multiple lines, right? Like 10 lines. Now you feel like you are not using it anymore. So you can simply select all those lines and then you can, comment out like this. It will comment all the lines. Then again, if you want to uncomment, you will have to select all those lines and then do this, it will uncomment. Okay. And similarly, format code. So what format code will do is, okay, so these lines are not aligned, right? So here I'll make this bracket somewhere. Okay, and this also. So what this will do is, it will just format the code to proper alignment. Okay, I'll just select this. So now it is like aligned properly, right? The alert should not start from here. It should not start from here. It should start from one tab space. So if I don't give space, like when at the end of writing all the code, I'll just select Control A and do this format code. It will format all the spaces or mix tabs and everything for me. Okay, that is what this is used for. So similarly, if you want to expand the screen, when you are writing a large piece of code, you can simply click on toggle full screen. So it will take you to full screen. And here you can write all the code. And also, if you just do it again, it will take you to the old screen. And also, if there is any error in JavaScript, that will also show here. Okay, if there is any error or warning. So not ending with semicolon is not actually an error. So it is just a warning. So here you can see it also says what is missing. Okay, it is missing semicolon. So if you, while writing code, if you make some minor mistakes like this, the system will tell you what it is. And say, for example, I remove this. So now this is an error, right? not ending it with the bracket is an actual error. So here it says unexpected token. So it just means like this was not supposed to be here, because instead of this, it should have this bracket, right? So if there are any errors, like how it usually works when you work on some other coding languages anywhere, similarly here also it shows all the warnings and errors. Okay. So now coming to classes of JavaScript. Okay, so so you are clear with functions. So we'll also discuss what is a class in JavaScript. Okay, so first, before going on to classes, in JavaScript, we have something called as object. So object is a standalone entity with properties and type. So say, for example, if you consider this particular record, here we have these fields, right? So each of these fields can be called as an object. Each of these fields is an object. Okay, so this is a standalone entity, right? Like it is different from each other. They are like different fields which have their own characteristics, their own properties and types. They have, choice type of field, or you can make it read only, mandatory. They are all different properties. So each of these fields can be called as an object. So coming to JavaScript, an object is a standalone entity with properties and type. Okay, so you can also compare it with something physical object. So say, for example, a coffee mug, right? So that is also an object, and it has properties like it has a color, it has a design, it has a weight, and it has a material which is made up of. So how you consider an object in physical form? In scripting part, here in, especially in ServiceNow, you can consider a field as an object. Okay, and then we have something called as class. So class is a blueprint of an object. So here, each of these fields are different, right? Each of these objects are different, but there should be something common which holds all these objects together, right? That is called as class. So class is called a blueprint of the object, and you can create an object from the class. So in ServiceNow, now we will learn about one particular class called gform. Okay, so G underscore, it is small letter G underscore form. So this is an object. You see, as soon as I entered G underscore form, the font style changed, right? So this is the predefined class of ServiceNow. Do you have any questions regarding objects and class? Okay. Yeah.
Can you once again repeat regarding this G form?
Okay. So gform is a class in ServiceNow. Okay. So as I was saying, this is a form, right? This is a user form, user record form. Similarly, if I go here, this is a client script record form. And then we have, this is also client script. Okay, this is my home page, a list of records. So these are all different forms in ServiceNow. So there should be something which is basic or like a blueprint for all these forms, right? So that is called as G form. So G form, G underscore form means it can be any form which you are currently opening, okay, currently working on. So it just means the blueprint of all the forms. Okay. So G underscore form means the form on which this client script is being executed. Okay. Did you understand, Josephine?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just the form on which this client script is being executed. Okay. So it can be any form. So here we have selected the table as user table. So any user record on which this client script is being executed. So here, if I load this record, this is the G form, okay, which it is referring to. And if I similarly, if I load some other user record, that is the form on which this client script is being applied, right? So G form is just a predefined class in ServiceNow, okay, which defines the particular form, like the form which you're currently accessing, okay, or currently this action is taking place. So then we have something called as methods in JavaScript. So methods are the actions that can be performed on the objects. Okay, so it is a property which contains the function definition. So I'll just give you an example. Maybe then you will understand better. So once I type G form, I'll type dot. Okay, so here I have predefined methods in ServiceNow. Okay, so these are all the predefined methods. So methods is nothing but it is a predefined function. Okay, and it has certain it performs the predefined actions. So say for example, add error message is a method, right? And I just gave gform dot, and then I got all these methods I can choose from. I'll select add error message. So what it does is it will add the error message for this form, which is loading, which is on load. Okay, so what error message I want, I can give it here. So I'll just give as testing error message. Okay, so now I don't want this alert, so I'll just comment out. Okay, so now what my script should do when the form loads, it should show me the error message called testing error message. Okay, this will be the error message which I should see. So I'll just save this. Now we'll go and refresh. Oops. Okay, now we'll load this form. So you can see I can no more see that alert which I was getting because I commented out. Instead, I'm getting this error message. Okay, this is how error message will look like. It will be red in color and it will also have the text in red color and with this mark. So it says testing error message. That was what I gave in my script also, right? So to summarize, like add error message is a predefined method which was already present in ServiceNow. So when you select a method, it will already perform, it can perform some predefined action. Okay, that is called a method. So here add error message method will add a error message. As the name suggests, it will just add the error message. So if you want to add any error message to your form, this is the method which you will use. Okay, so similarly, we have other methods also for GForm. So there is something called as add info message. So we'll select that. So this what is this user? This user is an architect. Okay, I'll give that info message. Okay. So now we will save this. So now when I load my form, I should see the error message as well as the info message. So you will see the difference between how error message will look like and how info message will look like. So I'll just load. See, this is the info message, which is blue in color. It is just giving you an information about the record. And then this is the error message. So if you want to show any error, then you will make use of add error message method. Similarly, if you want to just display an information regarding a particular record on load, then you will make use of add info message method. So similarly, we have other methods also. So we'll check all these methods one by one. So far, do you have any questions? Are you understanding what I'm explaining?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay,
Yes, Kavya.
okay, cool. So in client script, you will make use of the class G underscore form for if you want to apply any method for that particular form. Okay. So now we have something called as, okay, add option. So what add option will do is, so here in my user, in this user record, there are few fields which are choice list, right? So here you can see language is a choice list. Similarly, calendar is a choice list. Now you want to add choices for this particular record. Okay, but if you do it as part of this choice list, like you can add it from choice list also, but there are few scenarios where you would not want to add a choice list. Maybe it is because there is some conflict between parent and child table. Like whatever you are adding in your adding in the child table is also getting reflected in parent table or vice versa. Or maybe only on satisfying certain conditions you want to show those choices. Okay, so in that case you can achieve it by using the client script. Okay, that is onload client script or even on change. Like all of these actions which I'm doing, right? G underscore form, and then the methods. You can make use of these for any of these type of client script. Okay, you can make use of these for on change also, and then on submit also, and on cell edit also. For now, we are just going through onload client script. That's all. So now here, this add option will help allow you to add an option to the add a choice to the choice field. So for that, what you have to do is you have to give which choice field for which choice field you want to add the option. So here I want to add the option for language. So I'll just check what is the backend value of the language. Okay, so backend value is preferred language. So this is why the backend name should always be unique. Okay, because see, if I'm making use of this one in my script, right? If I'm adding any choice to a particular field in my script, I should have unique something which identifies that particular field as unique, right? If we have multiple fields with the same backend name, then this system will get confused. So that is why the backend value should always be unique, and also that is why you should never change the backend value. Okay, you can change the label, that is you can change the language to something else, but not this preferred underscore language. You should never change this, because you never know in which script they are making use of this field, right? So that is why you will never change the backend values, and why you keep the backend value as unique. So here this is my field name. So what I will do is I'll give the field name here, Control V. Okay, so this is my field name, then comma, I'll give the option what I want to add. Okay, so I want to add an option Hindi. I'll select Hindi here, and then this will be label. So along with this, I have to also give the this will be the value. I should also give the label now. So label is also again Hindi. Okay, so once you do this, what it will do, it will add a new choice. Okay, let us load this. So if you don't load, it will not work. Okay. Now you can see the language Hindi is added. So let us go to configure choices and see if it is added there also. Okay, see, it's not added. Only English is here. Even if you go to show choice list also, it won't be added. See, here also it's not added. Okay, so that is how you add choices using client script. Where is my script? Okay, so we'll go to next method now. So we have something called as clear options. Okay, So what clear options, like what clear messages will do is, if there is any message which is added, it will just clear all the message. Okay, you can just check all of these methods one by one on your own and just see how it will work. Disable attachment means like you will have this attachment option, right? So that will be disabled. And similarly, there are other methods also. Dot. Okay, so clear value will clear the value of that particular field, and then enable attachment. So if you want to enable attachment based on certain condition, you will give enable attachment. So similarly, get action mean. So if you want to get some value of a field, then you will use get value, get decimal value, or get element. So all these get methods are used to get something from the existing record. Okay, and then if you click on, if you do get unique value, okay, let's see what it will do. Get unique value, I'll just give it as, declare this as a variable. Okay, variable a is equal to, okay, and now what I'll do, I will alert this. Okay, so now what am I doing here? I'm just okay, from gform get unique value, I'm getting the unique value of the record, and that one I'm adding that inside the alert, right? So what it does is it will show the unique value of that form or the record in the alert form. Okay, we'll see how it works. Okay, so you can see this is the SysID. Whatever you see here in SysID is equal to, right? This is the same value. So each of the, I mean, unique value means the SysID of the record. Okay, when you give get your get unique value, it will show you the SysID of the particular record. So similarly, if you want to get value of a field, that also you can do. So this time we will do something else. I'll comment out these 3 lines. It's not needed now. Okay. So form dot okay, let's see, get value. Okay, get value of this user ID. Okay, that is user underscore name. I'll just give that field name here. Okay, so save this. Okay, see, whatever is the value of which is there in this field, that you will get in the form of alert. So I'm just using it as alert, but basically I'm just explaining how these methods work. So say for example, if you want to check a particular field value, then you will use this get value method. Okay, so now since you know the get value, and also, okay, there is something called as set also. Do you have any questions so far? I assume not. If you have any questions, just pause me and let me know, okay?
Sure, Kavya.
Okay. Dot. We have set values also, okay? Like set display, set mandatory, set read only, set value, set visible. So each of these, again, they'll perform different actions. So say for example, we will select set mandatory. So what it will do is set mandatory true or false. So here currently you can see user ID is not mandatory. So what I'll do, I have to make this user ID as mandatory. So here I will do username. If you give true, it will make it mandatory. If you give false, it will make it non-mandatory. Okay, see, after the form loaded, you can see the user ID became mandatory. So I know you can make use of UI policies also to make the fields mandatory depending on certain conditions, or even if you just don't give any conditions in UI policy or data policy, and if you simply set the field to mandatory, it will be mandatory all the time, right? Then what is the use case of client script? So in client script, say we also have something called as get methods, right? So say for example, you want this to be mandatory only if the user title is architect or user title is director. Otherwise, you don't want this to be mandatory. So you can't achieve that using UI policy or data policy, right? You have to write a script for that. So that is where this client script will come into picture. So similarly, similar to set mandatory, we also have set read only. So for this also, you will give either true or false. Okay, so do we have? Okay, so you see, once the form load was completed, then only it became read only, right? When it was still loading, you can see it is not read only. So is there any other field which is read only? Okay, if it is if there are any existing fields which are read only, and if you want to make it as editable, then you can simply give false here in the read only condition. Okay. So these are about different methods which you can use for GLSCO form class. Okay, so you can try to explore these on your own. So I'll also give you different tasks where you can implement or make use of all these different methods. So far, do you have any questions regarding whatever we discussed today? We discussed about functions, objects, class, methods, and predefined class in ServiceNow, that is G underscore form, and also the methods which we already have in ServiceNow for G underscore form class. So far, do you have any questions?
No, Kavya.
Okay. And, if everything is clear, then good. So now we'll go to on change client script. Okay. I'll just clear all this. Okay, we'll change it to on change. Okay, so once I change it to on change, this is what I can, excuse me. Okay. So once you select on change, you will also see another field called field name. Okay. So if you are mentioning on change, in script, if you are selecting on change, that means there is some value that has to be changed, right? So on change of what? That is what this field is. So on change of, here you will see all the fields of user table. Okay, so that is like on change of building name or on change of first name, last name, or active true or active false, or let's just select active. So it just means on change of active field, then this client script should get executed. Okay, so similarly, if you select anything else, let's see, on change of manager, that means on when you change the manager field here, then that script will get executed. So do we have manager here? Okay, we have VIP, right? So we'll make use of VIP. Okay, I have selected VIP. So what it will do, this client script will work on change of VIP field. So how can you change the VIP field? You can either make it true or false. But if it was some other fields like text, so on change means just adding anything or removing anything or clearing anything, everything is on change. Like it just means you're making some change to this field. That's all. That is on change. Okay, if it is choice list, on change means you are selecting some other choice. Okay, if it is date, it means you are selecting some other date. And similarly, true or false fields means you're just making it true, false or false to true. So now I have selected VIP. So this script should work if I make VIP from active true to active false, or sorry, VIP from true to false or false to true. In both ways, it should work. So let's see. Where is my script? Okay. So here for onChange script, we have again predefined function, which is called as onChange. And here you can see 5 different arguments which are passed for this particular script, right? So each of these arguments mean, so here we have control. So control means it is the field for which the client script is configured. So control is, it just means the VIP field. So for this one, this is the field for which it is configured, right? So that is passed to control argument here. Then old value. So old value is when you're changing something, that field will have old value as well as new value, right? So old value is this one, this argument, and similarly new value is this argument. Then we have is loading. So is loading means, is the form still loading? While the form is still loading, is loading will be true. Similarly, while the form is not loading, like when the loading is completed, then is loading will be false. Then we have is template. So is template is the again the Boolean value, that is true or false value, indicating whether the change that occurred is due to population of the field by a template or change something manually. Okay, so you know that we can create system templates to create incidents or any other records, right? So if the change is being done when you implement a template, then is template will be true. If it is done manually or not using a template, then is template will be false. So do you have any questions regarding these arguments? Okay. So now here we have if condition. So if the form is still loading and new value is equal to, so here you can give any value if you want, where for that particular value you don't want the script to get executed, then you can give it here. Otherwise, you can just leave it as blank. Okay, so then here you will write all your script. So what I want is on change of VIP, I want to show info message. Okay, G underscore form dot add info message. What happened? Okay, add info message. So VIP user. Okay. So now I'll save this. I'll open any user record. Okay, this is. So on change of VIP field, I should see the message, right? So if I make it true, see, as soon as I change the field, you can see this info message. This is VIP user. So if I change it back again, then also you will see this message. Okay, but that is not how it should work, right? you should, I mean, especially for this requirement, this is a VIP message. This is a VIP user message should be seen only if the value is VIP, only if the VIP is true. Otherwise, it should not show this message. Okay, that is our requirement. So then you can make use of if conditions. So what you can do is, you already know the get value method, right? So we'll declare a variable VIP is equal to gform dot get value, and then what is the backend value of VIP? Okay, it is just VIP. So here I'll give VIP, and if it is okay, we are just getting that value. Okay, so it will either be true or false. So did you understand what we did with line 7? So we just declared a new variable called VIP. It can be anything, okay? It can just be V also, or you can give any other random name. But make sure all your variable names make sense, okay? So that when you're making use of these somewhere in your code, you will understand what that variable actually holds the value of, okay? So here I have given variable V. It will store, what this variable V does is it will store the value of G form VIP value. So that means whichever form we are currently have open on user table, and where we are performing this on change action for the VIP field, there what is the VIP field value, that one is stored here for this variable. Okay, so G form get value VIP just means it is taking, I mean, it is telling me what is the value here, whether it is true or false in this case. If it was something else, say for example, if it was user ID, then it will just tell me the value will be his full, this user ID. Okay, able.tutor will be the value. Similarly, for first name, if I'm doing gform get value of first name, then it will be just able. Okay, even for title also, it will just be architect. So these are, I mean, you understood what I'm saying, right? So that is the get value, which we already discussed earlier also. So now I want to show this info message only if VIP is true. So what I'll do, I'll add if condition. If V is equal to true, then show this message. Okay. Else dot clear messages. Okay. So let's see how it works. So now only if VIP is true, I should see the message. Otherwise, I should not see the message. Okay, so here we have VIP is true, but still I don't see the message because it will work only on change, not on load, right? So now I have changed this. So it will not show me the message, because if it is false, it will just clear the message. Now again, I'll select it as true. Why it is not working? Gform get value. Okay. Okay, so now you can see if it is true, if VIP is true, then it will show this message. Now if I just select this, it will clear the message. Okay, so now our script is working. So you understood what we did here, right? So what was our requirement? We want to show the message VIP is true if the VIP selected value is, I mean, if this field value is true, then we want to show the message, this user is VIP user. And if it is false, we want to show the message, I mean, we just clear the messages. Okay, so for that, we wrote a script. Here we are checking if the value, that is gform get value VIP, whether it is true or false. If it is true, adding the message, else clearing the message. But now we want this to work on onload also, right? So for that, what we will do is we will select, we will remove this is loading from here. We'll save this. Okay, now let us see whether it will work or not. Okay, see, now it is working. You saw the difference, right? Before it was working only on change. Now it is working both on change and on load. So that is how you make, I mean, if you want a script to work both on load and on change, what you will do is, here you had that on loading, right? That one, you will remove that option. Okay, sorry, is loading, you will remove that option. Because what it was doing here in the script, it was checking if it is loading, then it will return nothing. I mean, the script will end here. Okay. Only if it is not loading, I mean, only when the loading is completed, then only it will execute this script. So now, since we removed that option, it will only check whether the new value is empty. So that means maybe a new form. Okay, so if you open any new form, in that case, the VIP value will anyway be false only, right? So in that case, you don't want to, execute the script. So that is why you are writing this code also. I mean, it is already pre-written for you. Okay, if new value is empty, then it is not doing anything. Only when it is changed, then it will work. This script will work. So do you have any questions so far about whatever we discussed? Everything else is same for both onload and on change. For on change, you should also select on change of which field that you have to configure. And then scripting part, everything is same. So you can also make your on change script to work on load. So for that, you will just remove that is loading condition from the if in second line. Okay. I hope there are no questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Are you finding it easy? Are you guys there?
Yeah, Kavya.
Okay. Are you finding it difficult, Josephine?
I think we need to practice it, right?
Yeah. Once you practice, you'll get familiar. Okay, because everything is new for you. You're not used to these coding and everything. You might find a little bit, confused. But once you start using and start practicing, you will get used to it. So everything is already there. Okay, you just have to understand what each of these is doing. So if you understand that much, you'll be fine. Okay, just practice. I'll give you few practice questions. I'll send to the group over WhatsApp. I'll give you few tasks as assignment so that you will get a good practice of both on change and on load. Tomorrow we will check other two scripts, that is on cell edit and also on submit. Okay. And yeah, we will do some scripting in business rule also. And then we will move on to next topics. Okay, fine then. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, Kavya. Bye, Prita.
Okay,